There were a lot of questions about the Tennessee Titans heading into this year's NFL draft. You saw a rumor come out from, I think it was Akbar Bajabiamila, talking about there's a trade lined up between the Titans and the Eagles for Derrick Henry. Clearly that wasn't a thing, but it did introduce a possibility here of, could the Titans be looking to move on from Derrick Henry? Could the Derrick Henry era be over in Tennessee? Could they trade him here before the draft or on draft night? Will this team finally be ready to move on from Ryan Tannehill? Will Malik Willis actually get a shot to be the starting quarterback? Or are the Titans going to be a team that looks seriously and heavily at quarterback in round one? And could they be a team that potentially moves up in round one to go get a quarterback? And we certainly saw in the last couple of days before the draft, there was a lot of talk about the Titans and the Cardinals potentially working on a deal that would see the Titans go from 11-3, allowing the Cardinals to peel back, get some additional draft pick capital, and the Titans could go and get their quarterback of their choice ahead of the Indianapolis Colts and troll your in-division guys. It didn't work out that way, but it certainly seemed like it was a possibility, and there were a lot of questions about what the Titans could do. But if they didn't go quarterback, I think a lot of people reasonably expected they were going to address offensive line. And, it's interesting because this is a team that has a need at tackle, but has invested a number of first-round picks in the past eight years or so on offensive tackles, from Taylor Lewan to Jack Conklin, Isaiah Wilson, how'd that one go? And now they turn around here at pick 11 and they do it again. No big surprise. And they took Peter Skoronski from Northwestern. And personally, it's just me, I felt he was a bit overrated in this class. Just as a prospect in general, let alone the position that he projects to. I'm assuming the Titans will be looking. I didn't pay attention to like their minicap or any rookie minicap or anything to see were they playing him at tackle, were they playing him at guard. I'm assuming they're going to try and play him at left tackle first. You want to have that T-Rex playing left tackle, you do that. Or are they going to wisely kick him inside the guard where his potential is much higher? Like, to me, it is a thing of, if you think he's going to be a solid left tackle, but he could be a great left or right guard, then you kick him inside to left or right guard and let him be, Pro Bowl, all-pro level. But I got to say this, there's a lot of focus on the arm length and everything. And, God, who was it? Was it Aaron Lemming or Adam Rank? No, I think it was Aaron Lemming. It was somebody, one of the Chicago journalists said, talking about Peter Skoronski's short arms is the reason he can't play tackle, is fucking lazy. No, it's not. It's dumb to pretend like that's not a legit concern. You look at the number of guys with arms as short or shorter than Skoronski's that stick it outside at tackle. It's not a very long list in the modern NFL. It just isn't. But even more so than that, let's look past and say he is the exception to the rule in terms of his arm length, and it doesn't matter. The more you watch him, the more you really don't like him. His technique sometimes is less than you would expect based off of the hype. You look at him and you say he's a good athlete, but he's not a phenomenal athlete. He doesn't play with overwhelming strength. So yeah, as I watched him more, I said, this is a top 10 talent? This is a guy that people have been pumping up to Kingdom Come. And again, part of that could absolutely be playing out of position at left tackle when he should be playing inside a guard. That is absolutely true, but I didn't see it. So I gave the Titans a grade for C- on day one because I said I thought there were better offensive tackles on the board. I thought there were better players on the board. And not addressing quarterback at pick 11 was really, really interesting. Now, I think the Titans had a much better outing in day two, don't get me wrong. They made sure they got their quarterback when the opportunity presented itself. They traded up to 33. Granted, it cost them a 2024 third rounder, but at this point, they had to take the swing on Will Levis, and they did. They could have taken him at 11 and probably not gotten a ton of criticism at that point because they would have stayed put at 11. It would have been the fourth quarterback taken. Would have been easy to kind of justify that. But they didn't do that. They were able to sit there and be patient and wait and saw an opportunity to get Levis in round two, and it was fucking worth it for him. I'm a bigger fan of Levis than most are. And I will say for those Titans fans that maybe want them to tank or think that Levis isn't the answer, let's be very clear here. Taking Levis like they did at this point in round 2 in 2023 absolutely would not preclude the Titans from taking another quarterback at the top of the draft in 2024. So if you have visions of Caleb Williams, visions of Drake May, visions of Joe Milton, visions of Michael Penix Jr., one of these other young quarterbacks in college, even though Penix is older than some of the damn young quarterbacks in the league, this doesn't preclude them from doing that. But at that point, you had to take the swing on Will Levis. Even if he ends up like Drew Lock, it didn't cost you that much in the grand scheme of things. I also love their selection of Tyjae Spears. I had a late second-round grade on him. If his knee holds up, he could replace Derrick Henry in 2024. For the time being, he gives you a guy that can spell Derrick Henry and keep Derrick Henry fresh and keep that Titans running game really, really humming. So I gave them a B on day 2 because I like trading up. Don't fuck around and take any chances. Get Will Levis. Figure it out later. Taking Tyjae Spears there, that made sense to me. So ironically enough, the Titans invested their first 3 picks on the offensive side of the ball, which they absolutely should have. I'll say that day 3, to me, didn't bring a ton of help for the Titans. I think Josh Whyle from Cincinnati feels more like a tight end 3, bottom of the roster type of guy, but he could surprise a little bit. I do think Jaelyn Duncan, at worst, could be a valuable swing tackle. Like, he'd be your third offensive tackle that could play potentially either the right side or the left side. I think Colton Dowell feels like a roster long shot, so not a lot there on day 3, so I gave him a C-. But they could surprise. As I think about this draft overall for the Titans, like I said, I really wasn't a fan of the Skoronski pick. I'm just staying true to my board, and I thought there were better offensive linemen on the board at that point. I really did, both at tackle and guard, frankly. And then taking him at 11, I was a much bigger fan of their day 2 haul. Getting Levis there in round 2, it was worth it. Tyjae Spears, he should do really well as long as his knee holds up. But I could keep coming back to this, is that ultimately this draft is going to be about what Will Levis does. As if Will Levis could come in and get some playing time as a rookie and play well, or show enough flashes to make you think that he could be the dude, then again, the trajectory of that Titans organization switches dramatically in a hurry. But if he doesn't, good luck to you, Titans. That's what it comes down to here. Skoronski could be really good somewhere on the offensive line. Spears could be really good. But if Levis is a wasted pick, then you've got to reinvest in the position again in 2024 after spending a second-round pick in 2023, giving up a third-round pick in 2024 to do so, after spending a third-round pick in 2022 on Malik Willis, who apparently is getting the shaft here and isn't even going to get an opportunity in Tennessee. So I gave the Titans a grade of a C-. I thought it was pretty well-deserved. Just average-ish draft performance at best, but if Levis plays above his draft slot, this will look a lot better for the Titans in a hurry.